Right now, thousands of businesses are actively feeding their daily workflows, their decision-making logic, and their proprietary data into third-party generative AI platforms. They think they're buying convenience. In reality, they are handing over the very intelligence that makes them valuable. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella is raising the alarm regarding a structural threat to the global economy. His concern focuses on the potential for a small number of AI models to capture the economic value of every sector, leaving entire industries stripped of their competitive edge. The threat stems from a scenario where a tiny handful of massive AI models absorb the institutional knowledge of every sector on Earth. You take the expertise of healthcare, finance, logistics, and manufacturing, and you concentrate it all into a few central hubs. Host A. But wait, isn't that the promise of AI? We get these incredibly powerful tools that boost our productivity and handle our busy work.
Okay, but think about the logical endpoint here. If an AI system continuously learns and absorbs your company's unique knowledge, why would society need your company to exist? All that distinct, colorful data, your specialized workflows, your client interactions, your trade secrets, gets pulled out of your building and homogenized into identical black boxes owned by someone else. Legacy companies are effectively subsidizing their own obsolescence. By trading their proprietary data for short-term efficiency, they are feeding the systems that will eventually make their internal expertise redundant. To see how that happens, you have to look at the daily routine. When an employee pastes a complex logistical problem or a custom legal contract into an external chatbot to save an hour of work, that platform learns from the query. The company is inadvertently training its digital replacement for free. Incredible. Hold on. So if your direct competitor buys a subscription to that exact same AI model, they now have access to a system trained on your leaked workflows. Host A. Yes. And the people building these models know exactly where this leads. Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei agrees with this pessimistic outlook, offering a stark assessment of what happens next. He warns that as these systems become highly proficient at perfectly replicating human cognitive work, we won't see a brief period of restructuring. We face a high probability of massive, enduring job displacement. Host B. The math is brutal. The moment a cognitive task is captured and perfected by an algorithm, it can be duplicated infinitely. The demand for human labor to perform that specific task collapses to zero. Past technological shifts usually replaced physical muscle or localized mechanical processes. This transition is capturing raw intelligence and decision-making, meaning the workforce disruption is uniquely fatal to specialized roles. Relying entirely on a monopolistic external model is exactly like renting a factory where your landlord secretly copies your proprietary blueprints overnight, then sells them to the highest bidder down the street. To survive this, Nadella argues we must abandon the pursuit of a single frontier model and instead build a frontier ecosystem, a decentralized network where companies retain control over their own intelligence. That survival strategy requires two distinct assets. The first is human capital. This is the irreplaceable judgment, the complex relationships, and the creative intuition of your employees. The second asset is what Nadella calls token capital. These are the specific AI capabilities that an organization develops, owns, and controls securely in-house. When you combine them, you get a closed cognitive loop. Human expertise trains localized AI, and that AI instantly augments the humans, continuously reinforcing each other without a single byte of data ever leaving the company's walls. Without the human element defining the objectives and recognizing the meaningful patterns, Nadella points out that an AI is literally just compute running in circles. Token capital functions as a private, automated infrastructure, an internal asset where the company retains total ownership of the underlying logic and the specific data generated by its own workflows. Survival dictates that businesses create these closed learning loops. If AI augments internal logic, the company thrives. If AI acts as an extraction tool for an external monopoly, the company dies. We have seen this exact dynamic play out before. Look back at the first phase of globalization and the massive outsourcing of manufacturing in the 1990s and early 2000s. During that era, top-line GDP numbers looked healthy on paper,
But underneath, local communities and core industrial sectors were quietly and permanently hollowed out. The current trajectory of the AI monolith is mimicking that exact pattern. Decades of accumulated intellectual property and highly specialized corporate knowledge are facing the exact same commoditization and extraction. This creates a terrifying ultimatum for the immediate future. The window to act is rapidly closing, and the next 6 to 12 months will determine the winners and the casualties. Businesses face a brutal binary choice. They must urgently build their own proprietary, localized AI systems or watch their entire institutional memory be swallowed by an AI oligopoly before the year is out. The global economy is entering a period of ruthless competition over whether independent business logic survives or if every unique industry is eventually subjugated by a handful of monolithic models.